Hi Capricorn, welcome. So Capricorn, this is going to be a reading. My readings are timeless, so I just figure whenever this finds you, that's when it's for you. And let's get straight into it. So Capricorn, I was actually getting a lot of positive energy when I was meditating for your reading. And also a highlight on home, as well as your comfort zone or being comfortable with where you're at in life right now. Like connecting to your happiness, connecting to things and people that make you happy. So I really liked that energy, hoping that the rest of the reading reflects some good messages for you, but we're going to get into it and see. I was also getting a lyric from a song, and she says, and I don't relate to you, and I don't relate to you. So take that for however that resonates for you. But we're going to get deeper and see what else for my Capricorns. You have the Ace of Swords here. The Hierophant. Okay. And let's get one more. There it is. The Six of Wands. So the Ace of Swords is all about victory. The Hierophant is about blessings. But it's also about commitment and your belief structures and what you're committed to. And then you also have the card of recognition. So again, positive energy here. It feels like there is, some sort of victory in the cards for you, literally, during this time frame. And maybe finally feeling like recognized or blessed. If you have been searching for recognition, then I feel that you're actually getting that acknowledgement during this time frame, like acknowledgement for your hard work or your presence or your existence, or I don't know, whatever this is. It's also a very magnetizing energy, so I like that for you, Capricorn. So yay. The only caution I have around the Six of Wands energy with the card of recognition is, as long as you can recognize yourself first and foremost for, the worthy being that you are, then it's all good to, generously accept recognition from others. But if you need that outside validation, Capricorn, in order for you to feel worthy or good about yourself, then that's a little bit of a caution, a little bit of a red flag, because other people are fickle and sometimes they'll see you for your worth and sometimes they won't, but you can't let yourself depend on that in order to feel good about self. So that's my encouragement there. All right, so let's go a bit deeper and see what else. My cards right here. Sorry. Okay. And see what else we've got coming through for my Capricorns. Whoop. Wow. Okay. Right there. You have the card of ripeness, the card of morality, and the card of the past. So, I feel like something's overdue for you, Capricorn. And this is falling under the card of clarity and truth. So if you've been being patient, waiting for the truth to come out about something, or waiting to get more information on something, then I feel like this is the time frame in which that truth is going to be presented to you or come forward. There's this highlight here on doing the right thing, morals, your moral compass, taking the high road, morality, right, being really important. And it's not highlighted just once, it's highlighted twice. So I feel like, staying in good standing or good faith is going to be very important for you, Capricorn, or for the outcome of something. And if you're dealing with immoral people or people who are doing immoral things, I feel like you being a sounding board for them or a sounding board for that. And you may even be calling that behavior out, just outright, because the Ace of Swords is also a very blunt energy. The Six of Wands with past lives. So there's some sort of attention or recognition, and it's coming from the past. Now, that could mean that this has been just simply a long time coming, like you've been waiting for this moment. They're giving me a song, waiting for this moment to arrive. It's like a Beatles song, I think. And now, boom, here it is. Or this could be dealing with something or someone from your past. So take it as it resonates with you. But we're going to go deeper. I'm going to use the Neon Tarot to get a little more specific for you. So let's get into it, Capricorn. You have the Lovers. There's that song again. Except this time I'm hearing, I don't belong to you. I don't belong to you. Instead of, I don't relate to you, which is interesting. Okay, the Lovers, the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Chariot. All right, so some of you, they're wanting to highlight relationships right now with the Lovers here. And there's like this very anxiety-ridden, like introversion type of energy surrounding that. If there is something going on in love and relationships, right, that you feel is not right, or not moral, or not up to your standards, I feel you calling that out for what it is during this time frame. For others of you, this is, you know, like self-reflecting about a relationship and yet stressing about it at the same time, because sometimes the Nine of Swords is like my up all night card, insomnia, nightmares, you know, shit getting to you, getting in your head. With the Six of Cups here, there is that past energy, and it's falling under the past lives card. Some of you may have had a past life with this person, or there could be the past involved somehow. You know, so I take that as whoever this is about, it is somebody that you have a past history with, or there's something familiar about them, if nothing else. So let's go deeper, because you have the Chariot here. What's the Chariot? And the Six of Pentacles. So the Chariot is fast progression, movement, travel. Six of Pentacles is like, you know, being open to giving and receiving, but also being like very picky, very choosy about who and what you're giving to, Capricorn. And I got that in the Sunday You versus Them reading, like kind of like a similar message there. Ooh, there's the Seven of Swords. So all is not what it seems, by the way. Judgment in the world. Okay, so the Seven of Swords fell under the Nine of Swords. So listen, if you feel anxious around a person, or like your spidey senses are going off, something doesn't feel right, it feels like they're not telling the truth, they're not telling the truth. Okay? The Seven of Swords is deceitful energy. So if there's anybody in your life in question, especially if this person has a history of immoral behavior, they're lying, and you know it, because your body is showing it to you, and it's showing up maybe as anxiety or overthinking a situation, or like, you know, when somebody tells you a story or their recollection of events, and like something just doesn't sit right with you, Capricorn. It's like something feels like it's missing from that story, or like it's off. It's because it's off. You know what I mean? Like, if you learn to listen to your intuition, by the way, you don't really need tarot to tell you, because I promise you, and there's the karma card. My goodness. I promise you that your emotions are already indicating exactly what you need to know. So for some of you, you know, that want to move forward with a person or in a connection, and you're trying to be open and giving to this person, you need to double check with your bullshit meter to make sure that this person is actually who they say they are, and are open to giving and receiving too. So with Judgment here, it's like you need to make a judgment call. You need to be very discerning about this. Also, a person's past is the best predictor of their future. I know I go back and forth with whether I like that saying or not, because I believe all people have the ability to change. But it's only the people that are willing to see that they need to change and to do the intense inner work, which I would say is like 1 to 5% of people, just being honest. Could you have a 1%er? I don't know. Your intuition's going to tell you. The world and the wheel of fortune, what goes around comes around. Period. Karma's here. Karma. And this is, I think, why it's important for you to be discerning and listen to your moral high ground or your emotional compass, because what goes around comes around, karmically speaking. So, and that goes for this person, but it also goes for you and what you involve yourself in and what you're entertaining, Capricorn. So again, be discerning about who and what you're entertaining, and listen to that intuition. I want to know, what is the Seven of Swords about? What is the deception? The High Priestess. You're on to this. You are on it. Like, the High Priestess is your intuitive self, Capricorn. So I feel like you've already sniffed out the bullshit. Now, whether you're going to admit that to yourself or not, you know, that's a whole different story, because sometimes we feel things intuitively and we see it for what it is. But if we're wrapped up emotionally in a person, we will willfully ignore it, excuse it, look the other way, whatever. That's where your free will comes in. So what are you going to do with the information your intuition is telling you? That's a really important question to ask yourself. But let's get another card and see. And I want to know more about that. Oh, that's so funny, because that's why I got that song. The Queen of Pentacles. Here you are showing up in your worth, right? Now, the Queen of Pentacles is very certain about where they stand. They're very grounded in their decision making. They've learned from their past, and they've learned how to recognize patterns. And I feel like this is kind of where my Capricorns are at. Like, you're recognizing a pattern here, and you're hearing your intuition, and there's karma at play, and something's coming full circle as well. Full circle. Okay. So let's go. I want to know more about the Seven of Swords. What I was saying earlier is that's why that song makes sense to me now. Because what does she say? She says, I don't relate to you. Right? Like, this person could actually come off initially, right, or in the beginning per se, as very relatable, as if they have the same beliefs or morals as you do, only come to find out, Capricorn, that they're full of shit, you know, and you figuring that out through objective awareness, right, but also your intuition telling you, and then making a discerning judgment call around that. And I want to know, what is the deception about? I don't relate to you. It's the King of Pentacles. So this is likely a masculine energy that you're dealing with, or somebody who has a lot of masculine energy, regardless if they're male or female. It could be an earth sign as well. The King of Pentacles, look how stubborn he is in this deck. You see, he's got his eyes closed. Have you ever noticed that people will not look you in the eyes when they're lying to you, or they'll look away, or sometimes even close their eyes if they're telling a major lie? Like, hello. Okay, but the King of Pentacles in this deck is somebody, yeah, who knows their worth too. But sometimes they can be very stubborn. Sometimes they can be very closed off. Like, he's literally closing his eyes. Like, I don't want to see it, or I don't want to be seen. You know, the Eight of Pentacles, I usually see as working on yourself. And this person could be working on themselves. But I also get ashamed. Like, look at this guy. He's ashamed, right? He's ashamed. He's looking at all the work he's put in. He's not happy with the results. The Ten of Pentacles. You know, but he's still, whoever this is, he, she, I keep saying he, but it could be he or she. This person is, you know, wanting to work hard to build up their status, their wealth, okay, and to get into a firmer foundation, but they're very conflicted. There's a lot of conflict around this person. There could be jealousy, there could be competition. The Five of Wands is a lot of competing priorities as well. Oh, this is what the part they're lying about. What is it? Yeah, they have competing priorities, and you're not the only one. The Three of Cups is involvement of other people, right? So the reason why this person's behaviors do not make sense all the time is because, one, they have competing priorities, and two, it involves other people. So when you're trying to prioritize multiple, people or situations, or be loyal to more than one person or situation, you end up being disloyal to all of them. Right? And that's why it's called competing priorities. There's more to the story here, and there's the Eight of Wands. So I feel like you're getting information on this. You're going to be getting communication about this, Capricorn. You're going to be getting some sort of clarity, victory. You've been waiting for this. It's going to help you move forward, and karma is going to come full circle. You need to make very smart decisions and learn from past recognition of behavior patterns. And specifically this person's patterns, but also your own behavior patterns. How do you usually respond to stuff like this? Because if the way you've responded in the past to this person hasn't worked, you need to change your response. You need to change your approach to the situation, Capricorn. And you have the strength to do that. Absolutely. So this is going to encourage knowing this is going to take, or Spirit is encouraging you, right? To know thy worth, to stand in your truth, and to see things for what they are. And also to take the higher ground, take the higher moral ground, not to stoop to anyone's level, and be discerning about like who you're generous with. Pay attention, because something is coming to complete karmic closure during this time frame, y'all. So, this is a very interesting reading. Let's see what the guidance is. And you know what? I feel like that song, I don't relate to you. That could be what you're walking away realizing, like, I don't even relate to you. Like, we're not even on the same wavelength. Take a moment. Stop. Now is not the time to rush into a decision. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause, quiet your mind, be observant so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward impulsively. Good advice. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. Zodiac signs that you may be connecting with or have in your own chart. I have Leo. I have Libra. I have Earth, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Cancerian, Virgo again, and Gemini, Taurus energy, and Scorpio over here. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff. I go live on Facebook pretty often. I also do daily readings over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of both of those pages. And I'm new to TikTok, but give your girl a shout over there, TTWD24. And yes, personal readings are open. It's $120 for a 20-minute reading, but I usually go over if I'm being honest. And you can book by giving me a shout out via email, tarottimewithdana1@gmail.com. Otherwise, wishing you the best. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.